My name is Battery Buddy at twitch.tv. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky now and Tumblr. Next person.
Hi, I'm Hyperbolist. You can find me at Hyperbolist on most things. I am very close to actually doing something tabletop. And I play Xander Bellwind in this fine game, Fukisato, Digimon Knighthood, Gibble in the other game, and Arcfire in Transformers. All right, Luis.
Hey everyone, my name is Luis Vasquez. I mostly make the music for things here. You can follow me on Twitter, Luis Vasquez Music with a Q. I'm mostly everywhere, Luis Vasquez Music. A lot of things in the background. I'm working so much music that I'm losing count. So yeah, if you want to keep it there, find me here. Find me there. Next person.
Hi there, in today's Funhouse, channel manager and editor here at Phantasma. I play Jun Aramaki here in Blackwing Delta. You probably also might have seen me if you happen to be watching Phantasma itself, or Bug 6 Bones, or Digimon Knighthood, you know, Daisuke, Grifter, Shino, that whole chestnut. But, hey Chibi, up to you.
Hi there, my name's ChibiWisdom. You can find me at ChibiWisdom over on Twitter, for however long that's going to last. I'm also on Tumblr. I haven't posted anything in quite a while. I'll probably start posting some of these tokens there, so look out for that. I do a bunch of art and DM and stuff. I am working on a whole bunch of things now at this point, and I'm happy for it. By the way, commissions are available. Can't forget that. But time for a recap, because I'm imagining it's not going to be very long. So I'm just going to roll a d4, and if the person can give me the recap without any help, without any help, that means you, Dan, because you'd like to do that. I'll give him 20 credits.
Oh shit!
$20 is $20, man.
You know how many bags of chips I can get?
Like, well, it's vending machines, so like maybe 4.
Exactly.
Nice. Hey Dan, it's you.
Shit.
Last time on Blackwing Delta, we were on our way back from our truly successful museum mission that we undertook. Technically, we were successful under the parameters that we were following.
Under the parameters that Rins Primo was following and didn't know it.
But well, we were discussing how all that went. Some people came out a little better than others. Some people came out more confused and sulking, while Rens Primo came out in debt.
I will never be able to pay it off.
Taking Louis Nander and Judah with us, we met back up with our good doctor, who was probably very confused to see 2 individuals with us, especially how one of them was the target that we were keeping tabs on. But pretty much went to whatever. Well, she informed us that our ship was getting built and that we actually had people that were that put in the applications incredibly fast, and it was interview time, and that we would be conducting many interviews. So many interviews later, unfortunately, the first one was Lana Desredon. Everyone loves her. She's a fan favorite now. Everyone loves Lana. She's not up to any mischief or anything whatsoever. She's certainly not being a giant pain in the ass and putting bugs on people to hear everything going on. That's our little information officer. Well, we got to meet quite a cast of colorful characters that are going to be on board this ship. And then finally, the final one came. Oh my gosh. We were warned ahead of time about Will's, was it Will's Ludiger? That
Will's
name?
Ludomare.
Ludomare, thank you. Will's Ludomare. We were warned ahead of time that this was a Delta agent. And what we saw was not man, but robots. Like a golden horror ball with a long body with long legs. Who has this weird thing where if you're not a new type, you just see a boring man. Well, if we had to decide whether or not we're going to work peacefully with a Delta agent who knows everything about us, can shut down certain things within view of it, including Haru, which is very scary. And if we don't work with this person, we don't know what might happen to us, whether it's like we're just asked out on information, or if something's gonna happen and we won't be included on the heads up. Damned if we do, and damned if we don't. Either way, it's debriefing time.
Okay. I'm
I,
gonna very quickly play. You get $20. You gotta have your 20 schmeckles.
I was upset
Oh.
that I didn't get this time because we like literally had a cheat sheet reminding us what we did last session.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna play this now. We open up on the entire group entering into the now discovered medical bay, where one Rosa Miller is present, sitting in a, desk chair right next to a very fancy-looking device. It looks on, barely functional, flickering even. But she doesn't seem to mind. In fact, as she turns in her chair, she very prominently punches the side of it with a loud ka-thunk, and the lights stop flickering. You're all here. Excellent. So, what do you think of the new hires?
Interesting bunch.
They certainly are a varied crew.
Marvelous.
We got a
there's
nice
certain-
crockpot of people to help run the ship.
An interesting way of putting it. I'm sure you've all noticed a theme, though, with most of them.
They all used to be a lot of different organizations.
Well, you're close.
They
Any other guesses?
They both couldn't get any work anywhere else, I'm assuming.
Again, close. They have nothing and no affiliations with Earth Federation or any groups affiliated with Earth Federation.
Not currently.
Not currently.
Currently, no, but I believe two did.
Yes.
Is this so Earth Federation has no official responsibility for any messes we get ourselves into?
You're correct. But there is another reason.
Probably whatever we're gonna be sent after with this whole organization won't be afraid to get close.
That is a good point, but not what I was getting at. It's so that way, when you are given a mission, you can go after Earth Federation's allies and enemies without having any of that blame pinned on them.
Isn't that a bit counterproductive for you?
Not necessarily. I hope you understand that means that this ship and all of its crew are going to be used as scapegoats.
Probably.
Sorry, did you say that one of the potential things that we'd be going after are allies of Federation?
Yes, is Mr. Aramaki?
That sounds counterproductive.
Unfortunately, you're correct. But we aren't the ones who make the rules. If there's any catharsis, let it be known that most of the allies that I mentioned are tangential at best and might not actually be allies, only on paper and paper alone.
Frenemies at best.
Yes.
Well, we don't really have any much option to say otherwise at this point.
Good. Now that those pleasantries are out of the way, time for the actual conversation. The debrief. I'm sure you all have your own individual reports. Mr. Aramaki, I know you have your report.
There is a well, you know how thick June's reports can be.
Yes.
It's like a centimeter thick.
Unfortunately, due to the current procedures being done right now, I'm going to have to make this quick. So an oral report will be necessary. I will read a physical report later. So, if anyone would like to chime in as to what the fuck happened.
I probably...
Okay, shut up. I'll take it. So,
you know, man.
it turns out that since the beginning, it was a setup. The agent from Delta was already basically planned everything from the start. The whole museum was a big old compilation of our very specific lives. And it was just a bait to get us there.
I see.
The Delta agent basically, in some sense, manipulated Ludomere and their colleague to basically, their plan was originally to get contact with the Delta agent to extort that Delta agent So they are not part or allies of Delta at all.
Ludomare.
To be 100% frank, they Ludamere and his accomplice is more aligned with Rancier than anything.
Yeah, so is probably where I should chime in. I just want to absolve Louis Nander or Judai Yuri.
No, not Ludamere. What the heck? Louis Nander. I've seen. What the heck?
Please retcon those choices of words.
I was wondering where you going with that.
Yeah, no, it's Louis Nander. I said Ludamere, but it's Louis Nander.
Yeah. They both start with Lou. Luis. But yeah, no. No, this is where Rin's pretty much chime in. Yeah, so, basically, I learned, personally that, their involvement of this was, a direct result of, my own. Apparently, stick with me here. Apparently when I was intoxicated, I was, trying to get this, individual out of hiding. So I don't remember it at all, but apparently, I might have helped plan the whole thing. And you know what? My plan works, so, we found the guy. Just, kind of awkward how it turned out.
You see Miller pinch the bridge of her nose for a moment while digging into her coat pocket and then pulling out a bottle, opening it up, and then letting 2 pills come out, and then she immediately just swallows it.
When you think about it, the coincidence of you guys deciding to hire me to undo my own plan is, so, what are the odds?
Do you need a shovel?
Oh, no, there is no digging myself out of this hole.
Oh, no, I was just seeing if you wanted to dig even deeper.
I could
Leans
try.
back in her chair and just stares up at the ceiling for a moment. So what you're trying to tell me is that not only were you all brought together by some sheer, I want to say happenstance, but from what it sounds like, it's improbable at best. And then, through some preordained reasoning, one Ren's Primo got wasted one night and created a whole plan that not only got the Federation's attention and got them involved, but also got Delta involved.
No, don't give Renz that much.
Oh, I'm not. I'm saying that Mr. Ren's Primo, in a drunken stupor, somehow managed to get one large faction and one potentially dangerous faction of, we'll just use the word terrorists because it's convenient right now, into one room together.
Okay.
Am I getting that right?
So,
No,
I'm more of the
way too
pitch
much
guy now
credit.
that you mention it like that. And I think probably what happened was Louis Nander, thought I was being, serious about it. So, just a whole miscommunication on everybody's part, if I'm gonna, an accident, if you will.
I mean, he thought you were serious enough that he spent a decade on this plan of yours.
I mean, not probably a decade, but...
He said it was about a decade and also accumulated quite a amount of debt.
I mean,
Right.
that debt's all in my name now, so, that's kind of like
I
my...
was looking into that, actually.
Wait, all that's in my name.
Here you go, Mr. Primo, your sign-on bonus. And she hands you a clipboard.
Looking on it.
There's a lot of zeros on that.
Wait, is this the amount of money she's giving me to join, or is this the amount of money that I owe?
This is your debt.
Oh, cool.
Bravo, Doctor.
So, is this like the only copy of this document, or?
No, I have a backup copy.
Cool. Yeah, I'm
Friends.
And the bag has a copy, of course.
just gonna stuff this into my back pocket, and yeah. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna need to sit down.
That being said, there was a more concerning issue.
Yes, please continue.
When we found the Delta operative, person that was in front of us looked, act, and talked like the old captain I was with for a time. You are probably very aware of who I'm talking about.
Indeed, I am.
The end of the day, that wasn't him. It was someone else that was genetically modified to look like him.
In that regard, I have some information for you. Not sure if it's going to be helpful. But after you all left the train, went and boarded the train, my excuses, I took the liberties of having the cleanup get done, because leaving a museum to the public covered in bloodstains is probably not a good idea. There's one issue, though.
Yeah.
The individual didn't have blood. Or at least it wasn't real blood.
Oh.
Now, it does mean that the individual was indeed human. From dental records that we're looking through, it's definitely not the same individual, and you already know that. The question is why this individual would go through so many cybernetic enhancements that after being shot to death, there was more artificial fluid that came out of them than actual blood.
So they were like a robot or something?
Cyborg, to be precise.
Then it also brings up the question, I wonder if those enhancements were the things that made the next interesting thing happen. They pointed at Yoon, and they told us that Yoon was gonna kill them.
But I didn't.
I look at Mel.
Yeah, she's now a bit kind of wide-eyed and kind of looking at both of you like, what?
Yoon couldn't control himself, and
Ken stepped in and protected me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ken.
I don't know what that man was. I don't know why he turned into the one-eyed devil.
Mr. Bellwind, are you familiar with cybernetics?
Yes.
Good, then I'm going to have something for you to look over. Consider it your first job.
I also have another thing that I got from the mission due to Haru's stroll about the place. So I'll also be doing that.
Your little thief ball? Good, what did he find?
The darndest thing. Do you like dogs, Miller?
Can't say I'm fond of them.
Oh. It's just pictures of them. Now, my question is, why would they have them like that, just randomly on a PC of a Delta operative? On a Delta operative's PC.
I'm not sure I follow.
I'll be decrypting it a bit.
Well, it sounds like you're already going to be busy.
Yes, I've got a lot of things to take care of.
Also, those people knew every single nook and cranny of our lives.
They got into my files from Trihorn. It means they've gotten decrypted and printed out and put on display.
They had my museum ticket stub.
They knew every aspect of the incident that happened to me and my my people 15 years ago.
They also had the server racks that I was trapped with my current employer during a specific incident. Down to the labeling.
Neil, didn't they go as far as to recreate the ship that your ship?
Yeah, but that's easy because that was just the captain knows. So
Point still stands. Overall, super creepy.
it's super creepy was finding the freaking jacket.
Well, you said that replica of the ship even had the modification that you specifically made on it.
Yeah, I had it.
Understood. We'll look over all of the effects and put them away.
Yes. There was also a huge library. I would have, if we had more time, might have been able to go through it, but...
I did manage to grab a couple things from that library.
Oh,
Mr. Aramaki, may I see those documents?
Of course. Reaches like into the inside pockets of his jacket and pulls them out.
She starts skimming them over.
can I, like... As they're passed, can I, like, see what the names of them are on there?
They're just numbers.
Okay.
But as Miller's looking through one of them, she kind of like furrows her brow a little bit, but kind of shrugs it off and hands it back to June. Then she starts looking through the second one. Her brow furrows a lot as there's an intense like concern at what she's reading.
Yes,
Before
doctor?
she snaps it closed and goes, "I'm going to be holding on to this for a while."
Hmm.
My apologies, Mr. Aramaki. There are some things that shouldn't be seen.
Okay. I wasn't even sure what I grabbed. I just kind of grabbed things at random. I
Good.
figured they could be presented as good evidence.
Now then.
Looking at the one she handed back, like I'm guessing this didn't have anything to do with anything.
It's the 16 one.
Oh. And June hasn't looked at it yet.
So that you know which one's the other one that got taken. I'm sure that's not the end of the story. What else happened?
Well, the Delta agent was eliminated by Ken. I'm afraid he caused quite a bit of collateral damage. Like, he was on the first floor, and, well, there's no longer a ceiling to that area or floor to that part of the second floor.
No civilians were harmed, as far as we're aware.
Correct. I've confirmed that.
Hmm.
Though I can't say for certain about the birds in the sky, but
Oh.
if there
Oh.
were any.
Also, Ken talked
Well, yeah.
vocally.
People talk, Mr. Bellwind.
Hmm.
We're
See
talking right
Miller
now.
like freeze a little bit at that remark. Mr. Aramaki, during this situation, was there anything that was different about any of your episodes?
Well, I did see the one-eyed devil.
Did it look the same?
Fiery red. It's the one I saw in the simulation.
And there was nothing different about it at all?
I don't know how he could have been there. It was so intense. Even the others were shook up in that moment.
Now,
No.
are you talking about when you encountered the Delta operative, or when we were in that room beforehand?
June's looking at you. He's like,
You saw him, right? I mean, you had to. He was there in front of us.
I decided not to. I tried to make sure that I didn't interfere with whatever you were doing.
He started walking towards me, and his skin melted with fire.
I need you to tell me when you specifically saw it, because there was 2 incidents that I remember, and
the one in the second floor, across the southeast.
I
Uh,
don't know how
Stairs.
to I don't know
that's
how to
what I
explain
thought.
that one. That man wasn't in there. It was just the gun from your previous mission.
Miller,
don't
do you mind me telling you what I saw?
By all means, though, Mr. Aramaki, you seem to be quite agitated. If you would like to go clean off, by all means.
I suppose I haven't had a proper moment.
he gives himself a quick sniff, like,
Well, perhaps you're right.
It's okay, kid. We'll get this resolved. Clean yourself up.
Okay then.
June salutes, and he walks off.
Where's the restroom around here?
Is June out?
Yeah, he's looking for a
Yeah.
restroom.
Okay.
looking at Miller. Like,
Okay, he had 3 separate episodes potentially. One on the first floor, going towards the gun tank, or Ken. I am. Wait a minute. Hey, everyone, please just check your persons.
oh right.
We proceed to pat ourselves down.
Yeah.
We
Give me investigation checks.
Oh boy.
okay.
God, we should have done this before.
Yeah, it should have.
I've avoided Lana.
God damn it.
Mr. Renz Primo, you find nothing. Mr. Neil Burrell, you find nothing. And Mr. Xander Belwin, you find nothing.
Okay, good.
So, anyways, the specific one-eyed devil incident that I was talking about was when we went into the room with what I believed to be my old Regina, missile launcher that I used to, take, or at least with the help of my crew, take down 2 Gundam, or 2 Xeon, rather. Zaku.
Mhm.
Oh, what's model? I'll ask you later.
Yeah.
So important.
Again, a lot of memorabilia of that day.
Right. Moving on.
But he went into the room solid and thought it was a Zaku. Or I guess a one-eyed devil, as he calls him.
Right. And you're saying there were 3 of these flare-ups?
Potentially 3. I potentially stopped one. On
That was
each-
one. There was the encounter with Kin. You know about that. What was the third one?
It was on the first floor. He was being pulled towards where now I know was where Ken was, but with the last time something like that happened, he pulled a gun on me.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm there. So that was why I tried to stop it.
Kid's volatile.
More worried that Delta has some pull on him more than being volatile.
If they know anything about what you guys have been putting him through, I wouldn't be surprised if they found their own way to manipulate him in the future. But that stuff's airtight, right?
I'm not sure anymore.
Xander just slowly turns to Renz.
Yeah.
With everything they have, with everything they've gotten on us, they would be able to find. And what they've gotten about June, they know. They have something.
Could I make a suggestion? To you specifically, Miller?
By all means.
Okay, I know. Not that I agree with it or whatever, but from what I can tell, June's your hotshot science experiment for Earth Federation, and you guys been working on for a while. Considering how volatile he is, and given, I almost hate to say it, I almost feel like it might be best if he served under a lower rank. Now, I know that's probably not my place to say, but it just seems like a lot of the time when we get into these situations to where he loses himself in his own hallucinations, and he starts to be very adamant that somebody else is speaking out of line, which I know he's probably doing as a way to protect whatever fucked up psyche he has. I don't know. I'm just saying we've run into these types of incidents
all times.
Most of the time we've known him has always, it's been rather dangerous. I don't know if that's out of line for me to say, but yeah, I'm just the guy who got drunk and made a giant conspiracy, so what do I know? But
yes.
Now, Mr. Primo.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion, but I need to make something very clear. I do not have the authority to make those changes. In fact, I want to also make another point very clear. When comparing the amount of power that the four of us have in this room, at the current moment, the three of you all supersede my power.
Wait, really?
Correct. There's very little I can do about this situation.
Except what you can with June.
All I can do is make sure that Mr. Aramaki is in good physical health. Because I am been sworn to make sure that his mental health does not improve.
Wait, really?
Yes.
You can't be serious.
Neil raises an eyebrow. Excuse me?
You can insider.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need insight.
Finally, something decent. Jesus Christ.
It's fairly obvious that she is telling the truth, and she looks ashamed at that fact.
Sorry.
God damn it, freaking. Every single time with new types.
Alright, what can we do to best make it something habitable, survivable with June.
So, alright. From the little bit of research that I've done, and I say a little bit, but I am a seasoned scientist in mental and physical research, new types operate on a fundamental level that is different from a normal human being. I'm sure you've already experienced that.
Yes.
A new type has powers that are dictated purely off of their emotional state. This can be mitigated through some surgeries, and these are what we know as cyber new types. But it was found with the assistance and combat data of one Amuro Ray that these new type capabilities can be harnessed and utilized successfully in younger individuals because they are more prone to emotional and psychological outbursts. Think of it like a muscle. The more that it's worked on early on in life, the stronger it is overall.
Question. How old is June?
I believe he's in his 20s.
And how long has he been worked on, so to speak?
Longer than I've been dealing with him.
Okay. As far as we know, this kid probably his entire life is... He's been a lab rat. For all we know.
That's not entirely true. From what I have from records, he did originally have a fairly competent and placid life. Until that fateful accident occurred. That museum that you now have the lovely honor of being the owner of, Mr. Primo, is where both Mr. Aramaki and his brother fell under a unfortunate accident.
Brother wouldn't go by the name of Ken, would he?
Indeed he would.
What happened on that day?
War is a son of a bitch, Mr. Burrell, and I'm sure you're aware of that.
Neil sighs so hard.
Xander kind of winces at that.
Let me guess. Whatever fell into that thing was a Saku.
Indeed it was. And when the building collapsed, Mr. Aramaki's brother, Ken, passed away shortly after. Wow, Mr. Aramaki, June, as a child, entered into a gun tank. The same gun tank that you know today. It was on a exhibit.
I think I'm kind of glad you didn't go to that exhibit then.
Somehow, June managed to pilot that gun tank. And he still manages to pilot that gun tank, which requires 2 people. I want that to sink in.
Trust me, it's already sunk in.
Not only that time, he continuously pilots that thing. Just being one person. All it requires 2.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I think somehow either his powers take control of the second cockpit, or I don't know. Does it will sound that crazy that the spirit of his brother is still with him and it's actually in the tank?
There are a lot of things in this world that we don't understand, Mr. Burrell, but I can guarantee you ghosts are the one thing that I will not humor.
But will humor some large objects disappearing.
I mean, I don't know. Somehow he's doing it. How?
It is most likely his psychic capabilities. Oh, the pills are finally working. Goodness.
So, from what I'm aware, your main purpose on the ship is to make sure June isn't mortally injured or just remains healthy, and then also report back to Earth Federation. Am I correct? Is that the extent of everything that you do here?
She kind of winces a little bit. Not entirely.
Okay, because...
My objective is to make sure that Mr. Aramaki is within good physical health until he is no longer needed. And then
That's
she kind of just pulls open a drawer and there's a pistol there. If the need arises, deal with it myself.
And who decides whether he's not needed anymore?
We can go up the chain as much as we want until it leads to Earth Federation's headquarters, or we can look at the most immediate villain and say his head doctor. My boss. One Dr. Ishimuni.
So at the end of the day, God, y'all don't change.
I cannot sit here, Mr. Burrell, and ask for your forgiveness, because I know that we do not deserve it. I'm going to change the music.
Let me insight 15. Does that search for anything?
She's being entirely genuine. This is like the first time where stuck up Rosa Miller is just gone.
I knew it.
We're not the people you should be forgiving.
Do you know the actual reason why I'm specifically here?
Now that I don't know.
It's because I can be a mother figure to Mr. Aramaki. That is the only reason.
Is that what the head scientist decided?
Yes.
And of course... Of course. Well... Why?
I hope you understand that all of this should be kept in secret, yes?
Yeah.
Why do you think I haven't been recording with Haru?
Good.
Actually, Haru... would you would you like to go keep June company with some entertainment?
Distraction, go!
No, not distraction, just simply entertainment. Let him pick the episodes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Haru just kind of bounces off.
Is there any scenario where June gets out of this?
Do you want me to speak as a doctor or as a human being?
What do you think?
I don't see any way. And the fact that I have to put a man who acts and looks like a boy on the front line to inevitably die, or I have to kill him, hurts me every single day.
Well, Earth Federation hasn't really shied away from the idea of child soldiers before now, have they?
No, they haven't, Mr. Primo. Now we've strayed too far from the conversation.
Miller, can I trust you not to relay something then?
I've already laid out my everything, so by all means.
Should a co-op drive ever get on the ship, June Aramaki nor Ken Aramaki are allowed to be on it.
No, hell no.
You are not to say this to your boss. You're not to say this to anyone. But you will help us in this, correct?
Do I have a choice?
Do you want more people to suffer?
You know I wouldn't.
I simply needed to ask.
But Mr. Bellwind, you need to understand that while I am speaking to you candidly right now, the next morning, the very next morning when reports have to be brought in, I have no say as to what they're going to do.
Oh, I just meant on this, what you can actually control. I'm not saying it. Just, I have a lot of other things I need to talk to about with some other people.
Then I must make a request for all of you. I do not know who the captain of this ship is going to be.
Brace his hand.
Points to Neil.
You need to understand, Mr. Burrow, you've just made this significantly easier. If a co-op drive is to ever get into our possessions and is to be brought onto this ship, I will be forced to make requests to put Mr. Aramaki into a co-op drive. It is up to you, Mr. Burrell, to deny that request time and time again.
Easy enough.
Understood.
Okay. I mean, to be completely fair, like, if we ever take half of that thing, I don't think we will trust just anyone with it.
Honestly, I'm kind of on the point of we're not getting any. It's just in case. I had to bring up that point. I care very much for the company I work for the people I work for. But I do know how companies go. That is the simple reason of why I brought it up.
Alright. Also, if we ever get to that point, we'll figure out, but as of right now, basically no one's using that thing.
Especially the three of us and June.
Right, we're yeah, like, oh god, I still haven't.
We were spoiled on something, Dr. Miller.
Yeah,
At
But
the
then-
at the phrase of Dr. Miller, you can see like that kind of solemn demeanor kind of just straightens up, and she kind of sits back in her chair.
Actually, should we even say it? Will you be reporting this? Whatever we say?
That would depend on what it is.
This
Would you be-
point,
No, this is actually very important because depending on what she has to do, we may be running for our lives.
I'm going to pretend I'm not hearing this conversation.
I know that is why I'm saying it.
I think at this point, that specific information might be inferred. Not necessarily inferred, but known. Because.
What we're saying is inferring something.
If
You
I
may-
may, if it's difficult to say, permit me to make my own conclusion. And
That is-
you don't have to confirm. This makes it easier for all of us.
Yep.
You were all in a scenario in which you are in a museum that is relevant towards each and every one of you. The museum itself being relevant to one of our operatives, Jun Aramaki. And upon entering, you went up to the secondary floor and encountered the Delta operative that you were assigned at locating and potentially apprehending. Due to a psychotic episode from Mr. Jun Aramaki, the operative was indisposed of, and it was incapable of being captured alive.
Hmm.
Is there anything false about this report?
Not at all.
No.
Excellent. So I will assume that any of the reasonings for why all of you all were involved within this museum is purely happenstantial and coincidence.
Big old thumbs up.
Okay. Well, if that's it. I don't think we have anything more to say, so.
On the contrary,
Renz is gonna stop before he reaches the door.
I don't know everything that happened in there, but even with this report, I'm sure many people can connect some dots.
Yes, but it gives us some time.
And that is all I can do for you.
I appreciate it.
However,
Besides, there's. Oh, sure.
I would like to request that at some point, I would like you all to visit, so that way we can get a proper reading on you all. Because if Mr. Aramaki's psychic episodes can cause what happened today, I fear for what your psychotic episodes would do.
Well, I guess you better keep us happy then.
Oh,
I'll do my utmost best, Mr. Primo, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
by the way, may I actually have a bit of what's the best way to it? Any sort of those reports would have to go through some making sure everything's up and up. He just
don't follow.
winks. Make it so that then it doesn't look like any reports that you would give back are spick and span.
I would never falsify a report.
I'm not asking you to. Never mind, we'll talk about it later.
Enjoy the rest of your night, Mr. Bellwind.
Yes. And, Doctor, truly I'm sorry that you're on this assignment, but I appreciate your presence.
That would
Then
be
he
one
leaves
of
the
us. That space dog is rather loud, isn't it, Mr. Burrell?
A bit.
Anyway,
I have just one thing to add. That's minor stuff. I found one of the... When I got into the employees area, there was someone there that was part of the old crew.
I noticed that as he's now on our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was thinking if we could keep him around as a mobile suit engineer.
While we do fit within our minimum, it's always nice to have more engineers.
Yeah. Also, any real... Can we keep the mechs that were in that museum?
Aside from the ones that you've already gotten your hands on, I'm assuming there's a reason why you would be requesting this?
There's one specific that I want to keep around. One that was in the basement.
Technically, the contents of the entire museum all belong to one Renz Primo, so I believe you should contact him.
Oh, that makes things kind of easier.
However, we will be, due to the fact that several of the items in the basement are illegal documents, we will be acquiring them or reacquiring them, just as a heads up.
Yeah, we'll see what we can get, but that's perfectly fine by me. Thank you for your help.
I'm not sure what I did, but you're welcome.
Rens.
Lorenz is just like smoking a cigarette right now.
Mech in the basement, mine.
Yeah. Wait, I own those technically, don't I?
Yeah, mine.
I'll get your stupid mechs. Hey, Neil.
Just, yeah.
Everything we tell Miller from now on. Just the bare essentials, okay?
I know. This is gonna be complicated. Way too many people snooping around trying to know what's up.
Yeah. You know, my sister, she's not much older than you. I kinda sometimes imagine, you know, what would it be like if, when we were kids, she got scooped up by some, Earth Federation creeps, forced into service.
All I know is, if Miller is supposed to be quote-unquote June's mom, big air quotes at that,
Yeah.
gonna make sure June has his proper father figure. Not gonna let kid just end up being whatever the Federation wants him to be.
I hear that. You rest up, Neil.
I'm gonna go to the bridge.
Oh, we're going to go find Lana now. Okay.
Hmm?
Xander's gonna talk to Lana.
Yeah, no, she is exactly where you think she is. She's been kind of reclining on the couch, eating a bag of chimps. It's a coin flop. It's a coin flop. Coin toss, whether or not she actually paid for it. Oh, hi there. How can I help you?
Good afternoon, Lana. How are you?
I'm doing well. Ready for that conversation?
Oh, yes, quite.
So, what can I help you with?
You know I've been very forthcoming with you, correct?
Of course, the most forthcoming around, probably out of all of the rest of you all.
Yes. Well, for one, it's because, honestly, you terrify me.
Oh no, why would you say that?
It's not. No, think of it as a term of endearment. It means that I actually respect your power. Because of the things that you can do.
So what you're saying is you're trying to butter me up. What do you
Oh,
want?
yes, quite. Is it succeeding?
We'll see about that in a second.
Mm.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, for one, I need you to... Along with making sure a few people on a list, very short list, but still, depending on how some conversations go in the next few hours, but I'll update you. I'm going to need you to somehow, potentially, I'm going to need you to actually make sure some information doesn't get out of the ship. Or at least not in the way it's supposed to be.
So you want me to make sure that information comes in, but information doesn't go out?
Certain reports are not reported back, yes. Or at least make it so then it doesn't look like certain things.
Do I get to read all of these reports?
Will you be using it against us? Or people I care about?
I mean, that depends. Besides, I like you all. I have no reason to go against you. For now.
I was going to say, can I get a promise?
Well, you see, the thing is, Xander, this sounds like a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I've heard what you want from me, but I haven't heard what I get out of it.
What do you want? Because I assume, though, that this place is not... This area is quite secure. No one you know would be listening in on this.
If you can get me an access key so that way I can look at all of the information coming out of the ship, that'd be appreciated.
Who do you think has it?
Oh, I know you don't, but I know you can get it.
Who do you think is going to have it? Of course. Just make sure, though, that you log what you... Just make sure you know that you're going to need to log what you have looked at. At least a list for me.
I'll make a handwritten log.
I appreciate it.
And then after you read it, I'll set it on fire.
Of course. Of course.
It's a waste of paper, but it's more convenient that way.
It's more convenient, and also, we can always recycle it to something else.
Probably what they use in these chimps here.
Yeah, I guess they're not very fresh.
Didn't even hear a nuke. Anyways, if that's everything, then consider itself a deal.
He puts out his hand.
She shakes it.
Yes.
Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Bellwin.
I very much appreciate it. Also, I do, more than just fear, I do trust you on this.
Aww. We're gonna be so much friends.
Yes, of course. We'll be great friends.
Excellent. Can't wait.
Alright, now I need to go make some calls.
Okay. We are going to cut for a moment to... Where is June right now?
June was in the washroom when suddenly a Haru ball came to him.
Yes,
so
right.
we're going back in time some.
Just a little bit. June's busy, scrub-a-dubbing. The horror ball kind of like opening the door. kind of looks around. I mean, are you visible?
Yeah, I'm right there at like the first sinks. Haru?
Play! You realize this is a washroom, correct?
Haru just kind of like looks back and forth for a moment. And then like the mouth part opens up and it digs an arm in and then it produces a squirt gun.
Hey! How many of those things do you have built into you?
Haru like stares at you for a moment, drops the squirt gun, and then it digs it back in and it pulls out like 3 more.
Wait a minute. Are the others still in a meeting with Dr. Miller?
Don't know.
But you're here with me. Mr.
Haru
Bell
just
went
kinda,
asked
like,
you to... Mr. Bell went
squirts
asked you
a
to look
little
after
bit of
me.
water. I need to roll it for if Haru is going to lie through his servos. No. Yee.
Of course. I'm
Haru
being
just
left-
like squirts a little bit of water.
I'm being left out on something. Does it have to do with the Federation? The supposed allies of the Federation we might have to fight? Doesn't make any sense. Nothing about this is adding up, Haru. Everyone told me we were fighting the Scourge. I haven't seen any trace or hide nor hair of any aliens. All I've been hearing about is this Delta group. Maybe we had to go through them in order to fight the Scourge? Maybe they are a branch of the Scourge? But even then, that Wills Ludamere said... Well, that proxy said that Wills Ludamere is human.
News report. News report.
News report?
Haru just like opens up his mouth again and reveals like a monitor and like a little keyboard setup. And Haru like patches in like actual news from the front line. You can see June, people like from a news channel talking about specific battles that are not only like have been going but are ongoing right now between Federation and the Zeon forces with some footage.
Zeon. That's the name Mr. Primo kept bringing up. And Mr. Burrell.
Scourge.
Zeon is Scourge?
Scourge.
A code name? Maybe Scourge was... Tank Force 5. They fought the Scourge years ago. Currently, even we are not even going by the name Tank Force 5. Perhaps they're running under the same logic. A different name, a different faction, a different plan of attack.
Haru like patches in like a voice line from an episode that you can recognize. It is clearly from Tank Force 5 as it has like the like backing audio. And it just goes, Oh god, I had the line for a second. An old enemy arises, a new face before them. One way, one how, it will be defeated.
New enemy. An old face. A new face on an old enemy. If Delta is the new face on an old enemy, then I won't be backing down. Thank you, Haru.
Haru like squirts a little bit of water at you.
How many does he have in there? Give me one of those.
He's got 4 like right in front of you.
Oh, hey. You like files, right?
Plans.
Plans? Well, I don't know what's in this. Dr. Miller handed this back to me.
June just sits down next to Haru and pulls out the file that Dr. Miller handed back.
Well, let's see what was in this.
You're just hanging out with Haru in the bathroom.
Yep.
Do, 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 do.
Now, this was the 16 you said.
Yes. So for the audience, what June ends up reading is... Oh gosh. I'm having some hiccups. It's a bunch of files and like newspaper clippings and things like that of like all of the different achievements that like both June and Ken had made in their like early forms of their life. More notably, it shows like a whole little segment from a newspaper clipping of a hot dog eating contest that Ken at one point participated in. He did not win.
Wait a minute.
And the image definitely shows that, yeah, there was no way.
Well, Delta had this too. Of course, Delta had all this information. Ken. He threw up so much at that.
Bad dog.
Hey! You try eating like 5 hot dogs at once and see what happens to you.
No tummy.
That's not fair that that you can't experience the same things that we can. That proxy seems to be able to. In some form.
No fair! No fair!
He even shut you off. I didn't know that was something that was possible. Huh. Maybe we'll find a way to put you on equal footing with that proxy.
Legs.
Legs would help. He did have long legs. Who knows? Maybe it's as simple as somehow removing that gold ball and putting you in there.
A plan has been formed.
Did I just make a plan?
Haru produces a screwdriver.
Oh no.
He begins rolling away.
Oh no. That's not gonna go well. Well, I don't think Proxy is anything to worry about anyway if he can just shut off Haru from a distance. Not like Proxy can fall asleep anyway, they're a robot. How did they get these photos? Well, I guess I have something new to decorate the cockpit with. Oh, I still have my report. I should go deliver this to Dr. Miller.
And June runs out and goes back to the medical room.
I say, as you're saying that, as soon as you open the door, you can see that like Miller is there. She looks like she was just about to like knock on the door.
Oh. Hello, Doctor.
Mr. Aramaki?
I was actually heading to you.
Excellent. Are you done with your rest?
Yes. I was actually having an entertaining chat with Haru.
Entertaining?
Well-
Anyways.
That Haru is quite something. I don't know how Mr. Belwin created something like that, but it's very intuitive.
Indeed it is. I'll have to look into that at some point.
It showed me news feeds.
Anything in particular?
Well, Haru solidified something I was doubting myself on. And thanks to, well, those news feeds are showing me the current events, what's going on in the wars, and also replaying an old phrase I've heard before. I'm now more determined than ever to figure out, just how much of the Scourge Delta actually is.
Understood.
Oh,
Well-
I also have my my hard copy report of the museum incident. I'm afraid it's a bit detailed, but there are some things that. Well, I'm glad you're going to be reading this one personally, because there are some things we probably shouldn't have said openly.
I'd be more than happy to take a look at it.
It unfortunately concerns the team.
I see. In what way?
Well, just looking around, like,
Feel free to speak candidly, Mr. Aramaki. There's no one else around.
Mr. Belwin has no idea how to act in a military operation.
With your perception, you can tell there's like a brief moment where you can see Miller stifle a laugh for a moment. It's for a split second.
But it's not just me, right?
Indeed it is.
I mean, Mr. Primo comes off as one of those those hotshot action heroes, but that's somehow also weirdly competent at the same time and just always gets the job done. And Mr. Burrell, well, he's definitely one of those hard ass captain types, but who also stands triumphant.
They do kind of give that perspective, don't they?
But it's very clear that Mr. Belwin's a scientist first, and well, everything else possibly third.
Which is why he will be taking over as the chief scientist on the ship.
Ah. Well, I'm sure he'll get a lot accomplished there.
I hope so.
I mean, especially if Haru is anything to go by. But, well, you'll definitely see in the report exactly what I'm referring to. That Mr. Nander, it's so funny thinking that he was the target that whole time of that mission.
Mr. Aramaki, do you have a moment to speak?
Of course.
Potentially privately.
Yes. Should we head back to the medical room?
Wherever is more comfortable with you.
Just looking around, it's like, this area right here, this is just the door leading to like a little closed off area, right?
It leads into
Like a locker room?
This is like a little small two-person bedroom area, but and this is the pilot's quarters.
Okay, there shouldn't be anybody in there at the moment.
No, at the moment there's literally no one.
Okay, there's no crew on board at the moment.
Convenient. Mr. Aramaki, I would like to speak on behalf of what has taken place today.
Which part?
Near the end of your day.
When can't open fire.
Now, you are under the understanding that the actions that both you and Mr. Ken do, you are the one who is responsible. Now, what Ken had done is most certainly in order to defend his younger brother. I cannot deny that. However, in the crossfire, a civilian was killed, regardless of not whether he was suspicious or a potential criminal.
I'm aware.
And thusly, the punishment must go to someone. It will go to you, Mr. Aramaki. I hope you understand that.
I take full responsibility. I was not there to stop Ken.
I will be taking your report into consideration, and we will let the board decide what happens.
Understood.
I just wanted you to know that despite this punishment, you did a good job. Both you and Ken.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. I do hope that a review is considered after reading the full report.
I will make sure. You have a good night now.
You too.
She leaves. Renz,
Some first mission.
Renz, are you still like in the hallway smoking?
Yeah, he'd just be cursing to himself looking at the debt.
It is very substantial.
And he'd probably be like eventually, you know, like is something specifically gonna happen right now?
Yes.
Okay. He'll plan on like talking about Louis Nander about getting all the mobile suits from the museum to here, but right now he's just like wanting to throw himself out there, like we'll say.
But as you're sitting there smoking, staring at your massive debt, you do kind of out of the corner of your eye spot Miller kind of walking by, kind of heading back into the lab. With your perception, you can definitely tell that she's like wiping her eyes a little bit. But as quickly as she goes back into the lab, she comes out with like a full bottle of bourbon and then just immediately walks up to you. You have a light?
He'll reach into his pocket and pull out his lighter.
Mm-hmm. She pulls out a cigarette of her own. Well, in exchange for the light, I'll give you a glass.
I'll take that.
She will take the light and kind of just stand there for a moment, just kind of smoking. I need you to understand, Mr. Primo, that... Sorry, I'm off. Renz,
Yeah.
none of this is personal.
I didn't figure as much.
If it were up to me, none of this would be happening. But it's not up to me.
You know, my time with Earth Federation, I was always, you know, trying to scrape me or my men off some higher command's boot. And every time I did, we would always end up back there. I don't know. I tried to get out. They wouldn't let me. And I guess now I'm in the same situation of you. Doing something that I don't really want to do. But I can tell you actually do want to. As much as you can protect you. Even if, in the long run, that might not be possible.
Have you ever been in a scenario where you do have the ability to walk away? You can just walk away, collect a stipend, and then never look back. But you know that someone, as soon as you've left that seat, is going to fill that, and then everything is going to get worse. Do you think it would be fine to just walk away? I think about that a lot.
I really can't say. Prince is gonna take a sip from the glass. I've never really had an important enough position where that would actually matter.
Well, you're head of security now, so congrats on your promotion, I suppose.
Yeah, well. I'm only doing it because, as fun as all the applicants were, I can't really trust anybody but myself and my, team. And by that I mean Judai and Louis. I don't know.
You have people who you're close to, and they're the same. It's respectable.
Yeah. I think
Dr. Ishimu. Go ahead.
I think it's fair to say that we probably won't be mentioning everything reports. If that's alright with you. Just what's needed.
I'd prefer it, actually.
Okay, we're on an agreement then.
I was just handed the written report from June. Oddly enough, you know he thinks of you as more like an action hero. You know that?
Really? You said
Yes.
that about me?
Yes, you did. You're incredibly reckless, but apparently that recklessness in exchange with your apparent heart of gold is charming.
Well, somebody's got to be that way.
And apparently Mr. Burrell is the textbook definition of a good captain.
Well, as much as I like the guy, we've actually yet to see him in the captain's chair, so...
We'll be yet to see. I hope you can all do something good for June.
If the opportunity arises, I would like to see June walk out of this fine. But at the end of the day, he's a soldier. And he understands the risk involved, even if he, never got the opportunity to think otherwise. That being said, I have people back on Earth that, if I don't do the job that I'm doing right now, things could, end up a lot worse for them, so... I'll watch out for June, but he doesn't come first, as far as I'm concerned. I hope
Never
you...
expected it.
Okay.
In exchange, do you have any of those pills that you had mentioned before?
Shit, I'm starting to run out.
That's fine. I just need one.
They're to suppress my new type abilities, right?
That's the theory. The running theory, at least.
Okay. I didn't want to admit it, but ever since the incident 15 years ago, you know, I didn't want to admit it, but I didn't really feel sick anymore. And I think I knew that. I guess I assumed that the pills that I thought I was taking were working, but really... I guess I'm a guinea pig too, as far as anyone is concerned.
I wouldn't say that, Renz.
Might not have been intentional, but I got into that machine. Any abilities that I might have or not have, I wasn't born with them.
At the end of the day, you are a soldier who did what you had to do. And no one can say otherwise.
If all goes well, I don't think me, Xander, or Neil will have any June-like outbursts, but, you know, you never know what's gonna happen out in the field, so... It's like you said, you all need to be ready.
So you know what I intend on doing with this pill. If things turn out the way that I'm hoping, I might be able to replicate it.
And if they don't?
And then at the most we can make a milder version. If I can replicate it, then it could possibly prevent Mr. Aramaki's June's outbursts.
Does that mean he's not going to be talking to Kin anymore?
Yes, but it also means that you won't see the mono-eyed demon. I'm telling you this because officially, I am not interested in this pill in the slightest.
Okay.
Because if this does work, I can guarantee you they wouldn't want June to take this.
I see.
Dr. Ishimuni is like that.
Well, you know, any thing you do with that pill doesn't necessarily have to be on the books. We could just say June was dipping into my stash. Worst comes to worst. Hell, those pills are half the reason why I came back to Earth Federation in the first place.
Well, if I can replicate them, then you won't need to.
I guess, besides you and June, none of us are really Earth Federation anymore anyways.
You are correct about that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for June, I probably would have left by now.
Well, that's good. Rinse is just gonna, like, down the rest of the glass and hand it back to Blair.
The bottle's gotten stale anyways. She just takes the glass and then hands you the rest of the bottle. And then just begins to walk away. Again, I need it to be known, Renz.
Yeah.
I don't hate you.
We'll see if that changes.
If we were in a different scenario... You're stupid, but it's cute.
Stupid, huh? This is just gonna like sniff the bottle and walk off.
It's strong liquor, for the record.
Oh yeah, he's probably like wincing.
So, Xander, you need to make some calls.
Yes.
I'm just gonna move this token away, and just say, yeah, you kicked them out.
Go take a shower.
Make me!
No, not right now.
Heading into the your little facility, it's quite cramped. There are a lot of monitors. There's a lot of technology all around you. It all smells. But
Oh. Oh.
you left her alone for only a couple of hours. How did this happen?
Okay. Well, either I go nose blind or I die. Okay.
It is a competent facility, however. Just
yes.
stinks.
So he just brings out a flash drive
Yes.
and just plugs it into one of the more beefier systems.
Easy enough.
And just starts running some formulas to start reverse the hashing on that on some of those pictures.
One could say decrypting.
Yes, decrypting. Yes.
Okay. Give me a. Oh, I believe it was. Give me a
Hacking
check.
Eh,
13.
bitch.
I mean, you kind of got distracted a little bit because a certain portion of the images of dogs are set up in a way that if you went past them really quickly, it would look like the same dog is like moving its mouth up and down, going op 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 op. And you thought that was kind of funny.
All right, I'm gonna have to get like a program on this for later, just to keep running it until something pops up. Anyway, all right, he would be going to go and call Brian TriStar.
Oh god, I don't remember his voice. Oh no, why would you do this to me?
Hey dude, we're past cool.
I don't think that was it. He wasn't like a typical anime protag, what he kind of was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I saw him, I was like, oh, hi, Black Star. You're just old.
Yeah. Calling him up, it takes a little bit, but you do eventually get a connection. Oh, Xander, what's going on?
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Been a while.
Yes, quite. Turns out, I'm on a project for TriStar now. And I'd like to actually try and get your help with it. I would need someone with your skills. Can't, that's fine.
I'd have to look into it. What's the job?
Think of it as mercenary work, but we're finding more on that, what's the best way to put it? You know the people that we also met on the day we met? More about them.
Wait, so... Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll, So it's kind of like some in-field training, you know,
Yes.
get some proper experience.
Yep. Also, actually, another former Trihorn. Sorry about that. Former Trihorn test pilot is also here as well.
Oh, really? What's her name?
Oh, guessed it right away. 1 second. I'm sorry, I forgot it in my notes.
Most of the cockpits that we usually have to deal with are kind of cramped, so normally Trihorn hires a lot of females, so I just assumed.
Marv Rudiger.
I think I've heard of her.
Mm-hmm. She seemed to know you.
That's weird.
Saying that you're pretty good at what you do.
Okay, less weird. I'll take the compliment. No, I think I kind of remember her.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you need to know anything about her?
No, I was just bringing it up to give you an idea of very much a veritable amount of people here.
Okay, cool. I'll look into my schedule. Is this a paid job or?
Yes.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Yep.
I have no guarantees.
Look, I just appreciate your consideration.
By the way, now that you got me on the horn,
Mm-hmm.
have you looked into anything from that day?
Let's just say I have some stuff. But NDA, let's just say.
Cool. What was the last time you called Ina?
I was about to call her right away. I was about to call her right after you.
Oh, cool. Don't do it on speaker.
Why?
Because she's right next to me.
Oh. Well, hello, Ina. How are you? Or should I just wait and call you back?
Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. You can hear him, like, fuddling with the phone before he like, puts it on speaker. You know you should probably call your colleagues before you call your friends.
He is my colleague. We all work for the same company.
How are you doing, Xander?
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Ina. I really am. It was... A lot's happened. A lot.
Are you enjoying your vacation?
This is not a vacation anymore.
No, I don't think it is. So, am I just gonna have to pack up your things, or are you still employed here?
I am still a Trihorn.
Okay.
Think of it as we have potentially a market or an in with Earth Federation and Xeon.
Is this something that I can hand to the higher-ups, or
Yes,
is it more of a
potentially.
verbal promise?
More of... I don't know. So much just... Oh. Gods.
It's okay. It clearly sounds like you've been busy.
Yes, I've almost died like 5 times.
Okay, that's a lot to take in on one phone call.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I found someone that we thought died is actually here from Trihorn. Oh? Yeah. This is encrypted, right?
Is your phone encrypted?
God, it should be.
I mean, that's up to you to make that, like,
Yes,
decision.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay, as long as it is as well from your end, do you, Zarina Cronin?
Have you taken a shower recently?
I will be right after this because we're also colleagues, as you see him twitch.
You're gonna want to do 2 showers.
Yes. I have threatened her multiple times to go take a shower, and she refuses.
I'm going to let you know, this is from one colleague to another, some personal advice. She's not going to unless you literally grab her and scrub her down.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not going. Oh God, I'm screwed. By the way, I very much missed you, Aina. I really have.
Glad to hear it. Are you and Haru doing well? Outside of the whole almost dying thing?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
good. He's not getting into any trouble?
He just like deadpan looks at her.
It's a phone.
Yes, he is. It's Haru. He's always getting in trouble.
Well, one can hope.
Yes.
You know, I thought maybe a vacation would do him some good.
It's done him very well.
As you say that, you kind of look out the doorway and you see like Haru like on his like little like Haro ball legs, and he is holding like a kitchen knife. And he like stops, turns to look at you, and goes, "The butter," and then he just scurries off.
So I would also like to extend the same offer to you, Aina. I understand you might be busy as well.
Unfortunately, Brian wasn't on speaker, so I don't know what that offer was.
Oh. It was, would you like to come join this crew, potentially? Would be paid.
Sandra, you know I can't just walk away from the research.
I understand.
There's a whole lot going on here right now, and the fact that you're on vacation right now is making it
I'm not on
difficult.
vacation anymore. You can very much tell them I'm working for the company.
Are you now a remote worker? Is that what's happening?
Temporarily.
Is it going to affect anything, or am I just going to have to sit here like on a currently blown out raft?
No, you can send whatever information you need. I'll make sure it all gets done as well.
Okay.
You know, one point, if we can coordinate to actually get together at one point, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. I'll look into seeing what can be done, but I'd have no promises.
If you want, I am currently at Site 5. Yeah. Oh, also I flew my first mobile suit.
Was it fun?
Oh, it was quite enjoyable. It was a Rick
Well,
Dump.
Why were you in a death trap?
Ah.
You know what? It's late. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're tired, and there's probably a lot I would be willing to ask you if it weren't for the fact that Brian is looking at me quite expectantly. I believe he has a minute plan.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Take care. Bye-bye.
Be safe.
I will. You too.
Well, that was something. Bye, I guess.
Bye,
Man.
Brian. Good
Hope my
luck.
minutes are okay. And he hangs up.
I'll reimburse you.
You look out the doorway one more time, and you see Haru standing there. He has acquired 2 logs of butter. The knife is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, is that your magic trick? Turn a knife into butter?
Knife in butter, and he just holds it out to you. You can see like a little bit of the knife poking out of the log of butter.
He just like goes to pick Haru up. Let's get you back to... Wait, you got this in the kitchen.
Butter!
Remember what the big man said.
So no butter?
We're going to get...
That's a great
Yeah.
time for a time skip.
Yep.
Unless everyone else has anything they need to do.
I think I'm good.
Yes, everyone's fine? Okay, cool.
From the distance, do not connect the power conductor directly to that thing. You're gonna blow up the fucking ship, you idiot.
Neil is really that guy right now who is watching someone repairing their own car and then telling them how to fix their own car.
The only difference is this one knows what the heck he's talking about.
Like a car guy, but with like spaceships.
Neil, a car guy, but
Anyways.
with spaceships.
We will now jump a couple days. For the most part, it's been kind of boring on this ship. It's just been being worked on, being fixed up, being reinforced, making sure all the guns work, making sure the oxygen works, making sure everything works. Once it's through its final checks and everything, Neil, you get to sit back in your new captain's chair on the top floor, and you have your whole crew with you. You also have a document that was given to you like a day ago by Miller that it completely lays out all of the expenditures of this entire ship. You currently have 20,000 credits left after everything.
Well, everyone, all repairs have been concluded and the ship is ready to go. Very thankful that everyone is here right now. I hope that you all have accommodated yourselves with your posts and your rooms. So get ready. Final check preparations for departure. We're gonna try and get this ship out of dock today.
Where are we going?
Good question.
We knocked on that door.
Open.
Miller does kind of come up. Well, now that you mentioned it, I do have a job for you, if you're willing to take it.
Perfect timing.
I was hoping this would be perfect timing. A mission from the Earth Federation. It's a ground mission. I hope you all are prepared for that. We're heading to Earth.
Oh, lovely.
Didn't expect that for the first one.
Yes. Seems like they want to flex a little bit, but... So, the details I can provide to you are as such. 50,000 credits. The main objective is to survey a area and eliminate any people who are not supposed to be there.
Guess we'll need coordinates.
I will give them to you right now.
Okay. What potential resistance will we be going against?
Looks to be Xeon.
Another holdup.
This time, however, I'm sure if you have read up on your history, we're going to the Arctic.
Huh, that's a new one.
Ugh.
I was betting on Africa because everything that happened there, but
I hope you all brought your jackets.
Yeah, god damn it, I'm gonna have to cover up my arms.
It's okay, Mr. Primo. There's not much there to look at.
Hey, wait just a second.
Damn! 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 That was a good one.
Thank you, I've been practicing.
Yeah!
I can outlift anybody on this goddamn ship.
Are you sure about that?
I'm like 92% sure about that.
I'm about to say, Chef.
okay. That being said, we're gonna prepare to go to Earth then.
Looks like it.
Good. It shouldn't be that much of an issue for our first mission.
I've given you the papers. You'll have a good one.
Thank you.
A ground mission, thankfully.
I haven't been back to Earth in ages and they stick me in the fucking snow. Okay.
Commander Aramaki,
Yes, Captain.
prepare your mobile suit for both probable re-entry and ground combat. You better set everything be set for Earth gravity.
Will be checked and double checked.
Renz,
Yeah.
for first step, check the whole ship. I don't want any stowaways hiding anywhere.
You got it. I'll,
Second, after that's done, make your ground team ready in case we need foot soldiers. I hope that's the case in our mechs.
Okay. Well, keep that in mind.
I don't know what to give you, Sander.
Just do what I do.
Just research, I guess?
How about a bar of soap?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Do you mean super soap?
Can we just, have a cleansing powder sort of thing?
Yeah.
The perfume from the other end of the ship is fighting its best, but I think it's slowly losing the war.
There's no way of winning that. Only way is if we actually physically throw her into water.
That can be arranged.
Good luck.
Lana chimes in. Captain Burrell,
Yes.
what's the name of the ship?
That's a good point.
There should be logs somewhere of what it was named.
What it was called isn't what it is now.
You know how bad luck it is to change the ship's name?
It was a pirate ship. You want it to still say the name of a pirate ship?
And on second thought, yeah, probably. Any idea, boys?
Yeah. How does the name Aeon sound?
The what?
Aeon.
Like AEON?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with no on that.
Damn, I was really hoping to embarrass my little sister.
Blackwing?
I like the sound of that.
The Blackwing.
I
I was
mean,
gonna go with blackout, but okay.
pretty sure the wings are red, but I think that works.
Yeah, we'll repaint it later.
Or at the moment, it could be tactical confusion to the enemy. They'll be looking for a ship with black wings.
Hey,
Mhm.
these kids got a point.
Very good, June.
Well, the Blackwing it is.
All right then, the Black Wing setting off for Earth.
All right.
And
Mr.
that
Hall?
is-
Okay.
I would say, and that is where we're gonna end the session. But also, as an aside, go fuck yourselves.
I was trying not to.
There, I'm done. That's the end of the session.
We're going to the Arctic!
Snow. God damn it.
Okay.
Hey, you put the name on the title of the campaign. Sorry.
Forge upon the your path, blazing trails through the world we call home. You may lose your faith, get lost around the way, well that's okay. Or walk another day. The time is now to move again. In the middle of the night is where our dreams begin. We keep running through the dark, standing strong in the middle of the road. Fear nothing today. There's not much left to do. Let's carry on. We will find a way. Race ahead upon your path, pushing strong through the fate you made your own. You may feel regret, but there's no turning back because you're brave. We'll always find a way. You have the strength to find your place. It's the moment to embrace. The time we must be brave. We kept running through the dark, standing strong in the middle of the road. Fear nothing today. There's so much left to do. Let's carry on. We will find a way. You have the strength to find your place. It's the moment to embrace. The time we must be brave. We kept running through the dark, standing strong in the middle of the road. Fear nothing today. There's so much left to do. Let's carry on. We will find a way.
if you are not out in the world experiencing life, you have fewer things to pull from for inspiration. Go try something you've never done before. Go pick up a new hobby. Go maybe try paddleboarding if you've never done that before. I don't know.